Well, good morning everyone. It is August 5th. It's about 8:30 a.m. and as you guys can see, I'm in a sling, which is not a good feeling a month out from deer season. The first week of September, I go to Nebraska, and that is also the opening week for Kentucky archery season, and then I go to South Dakota the first week of October. So pretty jam-packed season, and as of right now, I have no idea what it's going to look like with the shoulder injury. So a few nights ago, I dislocated my shoulder, and either during the dislocation or the shoulder going back into place, I ended up tearing my labrum. This morning we go at 9:30 a.m. to meet with a doctor, shoulder specialist, to go over the MRI readings, but it looks like I might be starting out the 2024 season using a crossbow and have to get the doctor's note so that way I can archery hunt when the season opens up, because if not, I don't know that I'll be able to shoot a bow. So no idea. But we go to the doctor's office here in a little bit, and I figured I'd bring you guys along because this obviously creates a massive hiccup for this season and changes things just a little bit. It doesn't end things. It could always be worse, but it does suck. There's a good possibility that I don't get to pick up the bow this season. So we shall see, but stay tuned. We'll see what he has to say.
And I'll be doing the spot and stalk. I smoked him.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh guys, it's October 18th.
I'm very pleased with this buck, especially for my first buck of my dub.
Take it any day of the week. Gnarly old buck like this. Andrew. Well, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? The boys are back in town. No? I think we are. It's crazy we're already back. Myself, Keith, and Jacob, we are back here in Nebraska to do a little mule deer hunting in the Sandhills. Unfortunately, we struck out last year. But we're back, and I'll fill you guys in here in a little bit, but we need to get the truck unpacked and get camp set up before the sun fades. So I will check in with you guys here in a second. Do like a scene really quick, fill everyone in, because it's been so long I don't make content anymore. I'm a YouTuber that doesn't YouTube. Oh, it tastes so good. Alright guys, well, it is September 6th, and this is going to be the first episode of the season. So obviously, to this point in the video, you've seen that I've been in a sling. I have a shoulder injury. And as a little update on that, I was trying rehab, and rehab I think made it worse, because now I went from having no pain with random spurts of pain to constant dull, achy pain, and they're gonna have to suture it or reattach it, because I can't deal with the constant pain, and that's not gonna be a thing. So here's an update. We are in Nebraska. This was supposed to be the first trip of the season, and then I was going to be going to South Dakota the first week of October, and in between those two out west trips, I was going to be hunting Kentucky. That's still going to be the plan, but there's a little wrench in the season. When I get home, I'm going to try to get surgery as fast as I can on my shoulder, which means I will definitely be using a crossbow throughout the rest of the season. And then the game plan is hopefully I will be free of my sling by late October, and I will see what I can do in the state of Kentucky up until I find a week that is not terrible weather to head to South Dakota, and I will have to just plan a later trip to South Dakota. But right now, here we are. We're in Nebraska. It's the earliest we've ever come to Nebraska. This is year 3 for me. Things are a little different this year. Got some information from a local biologist, and I think we're going to be heading in the right direction. So the plan is tomorrow to go out and stay out all day. So we're actually going to day pack. We've talked about doing that for the last 2 years, and I don't think we've had a single day where we've ever done that, and we're actually going to do that tomorrow. We're going to hold each other to it. So no hotels to recharge, so I got to make do with what I've got. So I will catch up with you guys in the morning. It's going to be day 1. We're out here for 6 days. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I know these other guys are. So guys, stay tuned, and thank you for watching Andrew Bernard Outdoors. Yeah! Yeah, that was not, huh? It is September 7th, and Keith, Jacob, and I are heading back to our spot now, and we just had a gentleman blow by us, going back to where we're heading, essentially in that direction. I guess, what are you gonna do? Well, that's not good. Should we back off and just glass around the corner? It looks like they're about to walk off. We are in a bit of a predicament here. Good eyes, Jacob. Dude, that's crazy because he drove his truck right by this peak.
Our wind's blowing almost directly there.
So, we had 2 peaks in mind this morning, and the one immediately got crossed off our list because we had I'm guessing a local hunter drive his truck right by us, drove right around us on the trail and waved at us. So we're going to the closer peak, which in essence is a little bit nicer for us if we have to pack something out, but we were getting to the base of this, and Jacob's sharp eyes, he looks up, he said, "Hey, what is that?" And we look up, and there's a fawn and a adult muley doe, both targets we can't shoot, but that's a good sign because we're seeing deer already. We're at 5 mule deer so far on the trip, and this is the first morning of the hunt. So, I mean, I say we just take it slow, stay quiet, and we slip up that hill, and we cross right where they were at.
See something, but pretty sure it's Jack.
Well, guys, mid-morning update. Shoulder was hurting, decided to throw the sling on. What time? I can't see my watch. What time is it?
8:45.
It's 8:45. I don't remember what time we last checked in with you, but so far this morning, it's been actually pretty productive. We haven't seen any more mule deer since Jacob saw those 2 on the peak that we're sitting at, but we have located a pile of pronghorn this morning. We found a group of doe with a blown buck. I'd say we're getting into rut, maybe pre-rut here. I don't know, but there was a lone buck with like 4 does over here to the northwest, and then over here to the northeast I located a lone buck just running around, and Keith found a lone doe about an hour later. So we've seen a ton of pronghorn, but no mule deer yet. We haven't seen our hunter either that passed us. He's probably way deep out there. But the one thing we've noticed since we've been here is that the further you go west, that direction that we were talking about heading, there's cattle. So between the cattle and him being out there, I don't think we need to continue to push that way. So guys, stay tuned. It's getting windy. The conditions are right for a stalk. Well, what time did we get here actually? Like 6? I mean, dude, we've been here for 4 hours.
5:45, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we got to this peak about 6 a.m. this morning, and it's just now a little after 10. We've glassed to the north, glassed to the south, and then did some quick glassing off to the east and west. And as I said earlier this morning, we located a pile of pronghorn to the north, and then we did see some mule deer up here on the top of this point when we first got here this morning. But we're gonna go a mile north to another peak that I have marked. It'll keep us the same distance from the road. It'll just put us a little bit farther from the car, but there's another trail that I have mapped that'll keep us flat so we're not killing ourselves on the way back, and then we'll be able to just walk the road to where we have the truck parked. So got everything packed up. We got a little bit of a walk, but we're gonna be able to keep it high, and then we'll drop down to a valley till we hit the next peak. So shouldn't be that bad of a walk, but we'll see you guys over at the next point. I literally was talking and walking and shut the camera off and put it back on my pack, and Jacob just glassed up a couple mule deer. We're unsure if it has antlers at this point, but we're so close to our peak, we're just gonna go ahead and get up here on the backside in this little cove, drop everything, and we're gonna break out the spotting scopes and see if we can get a better set of eyes on this mule deer and if it's got antlers or not. All right, so while trying to locate the deer that Jacob saw, we found what we believe to be a completely different deer, a lone buck, and it looks to be like a 3x3 maybe. So Keith spotted him, so Keith's gonna go stalking. Guys, stay tuned. This is exciting. This is day 1 and we've already located a buck. Good look.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Go time.
I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna eat my pretzels, and we're gonna get the phone scope and keep an eye on you as you go in. Good luck. Wow, it's not gonna focus. Couldn't see Keith, and I was wondering why, and I'm like, he must have bumped something, and I don't know if he noticed that he bumped him or not, but there is a 160, 170 inch muley with 140 or 150 inch muley, and then a little probably 40 inch forky with them. I got really good phone scope of them right now, and they have no idea what happened. I think Keith might have bumped the youngest one because the youngest one looks like it's tripping out, and these two big ones are just chilling. And that seems to be the common occurrence. What I've heard from other mule deer hunters is that you'll get mature bucks that'll bed with that one little one that's super skittish because he's like an alarm for them, and they can kind of lackadaisically lay off and not pay attention. But these bucks are, as of right now, have no idea what's going on. Keith we've told him to stop. He's just sitting on the hillside. They're turning around and facing us. Like they may bed down. And if these bucks bed down, we're going to have to call Keith back, and we're going to have to come up with a new game plan. Because within 100 yards of each other, we've found 2 groups of bucks, and 3 of them are bona fide shooters, in my opinion, on public land, with the other 2 being little forkies. So Jacob just located a group of 4 like forky bucks. Keith just found another group of 2 does and 2 forky bucks, and then he thinks the other big buck that we just saw is just over the ridge, but he didn't want to blow all the other deer out, so he made the decision to come back, which is smart because we've got basically 3 groups of deer out here to our east, and we have a very good wind direction to stalk in on all 3 sets of deer. So I've located where the 2 big bucks with the little forky bedded, and they're about 935 yards away. Okay, so Keith and Jacob are back there around the point. This is base camp where we've dropped our packs. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go make an attempt to stalk these bucks, and we got about a 900 yard walk to get in on these deer, and I think Jacob and Keith are gonna hang out here,
keep watching this other group that they have eyes on, and I'm gonna go see what happens. So stay tuned. That's definitely the same buck from yesterday because he's a 4x3. The video footage is so clear. He has one little fork. So he's a 4x3. Dude, they got up and got nervous like they were gonna run and smoked him.
Well, I got my exercise goal for today.